I grew up here. I've lived here for 45 years, and we've never had anything like that in the Dallas Metroplex. Just the amount of destruction that an F3 tornado can do was just eye-opening. It was amazing. Never had anything like that happen to us here in the city of Dallas.
It was just crazy to see the people outside in their front yard just in disbelief. They're in their pajamas, they're staring at the big, beautiful oak trees that have been uprooted, their homes being either majorly destroyed or just in complete disrepair.
Upscale community, lots of nice families, great community to raise kids, good schools, and I have family that lives in that community, so know it pretty well.
The shopping center is named Preston Oaks for a reason. We had huge 10-inch, 15-inch caliber oak trees, and after the storm they looked like telephone poles.
I mean, the tornado had a very specific path, and so in that line of path it was just complete destruction. I mean, there were houses and businesses just completely destroyed.
In order to get the shopping center back up and running, we had to establish whether any of it was still usable, which we determined was.
We needed to collectively come up with a plan on how we are going to execute the leases, get the tenants open as quickly as possible.
The rest of it, the structural engineer determined that it was not suitable to be re-inhabited, and we immediately started drawing plans with an architect on how we would reconstruct the shopping center.
It's a lot different than normal construction, because in normal construction you have a plan in place and you just build to the plan. In this particular situation, you didn't know what you were dealing with, and you just had to slow down, take your time, be methodical with your approach and the approach of your consultants, and work with the community in order to make sure everybody knew the plan and what we were doing to rebuild the center.
We had some legacy tenants that had been with us before the tornado, and they were wanting to come back. And then we had some people that decided not to move forward and rebuild.
We fenced off the entire perimeter of the shopping center. HEB did bring an HEB food truck, 18-wheeler up to the property. They have kitchens where they prepared meals for a lot of the people that were working in the community, some of the first responders, people that were trying to reestablish power. So they did a really great job.
Listening to the community, listening to our tenants, and taking note of what maybe needed to happen that we saw at the center pre-tornado, so pre-2019. How can we take some of those things that maybe needed some improvement and implement them into the post-tornado shopping center that we were able to build, and also provide for some things like placemaking, etc. I wanted to bring the old and the new together.
Now we're ready to operate as a full shopping center.
The center had been reopened from the HEB's perspective, but we still had about 50% of small shop leases that we were working on, the merchandising mix, and then also leasing up.
It is unusual times for everyone, even the tenants. Some of our tenants are national tenants and they have figured out those processes, but a lot of our tenants are still small shop space, and this is the first time they've had to navigate these type of issues.
So what that did was enable us to attract some of those tenants that were new to market, first of its kind in Dallas, that wanted to have Preston frontage that we couldn't offer in our traditional spaces, that really elevated the offering that we were able to provide at Preston Oaks.
I feel like the tenants have done just an amazing job on their build out and their space that you go there and you want to stay.
Even though we are a public company, perceived as a big company, it's still run like a family business. And from top down, people treat you that way. And that's what's kept me around for 27 years, that's for sure, is the relationships and the people that work here.